Hi, I'm Dave Hofer. I spent 3 years at Informatica, 2 years in professional services, and 1 year in customer success. And in those roles, I witnessed customers doing great things with Informatica, and they were often struggling with a common set of fairly predictable topics. Especially the larger the projects, the more these topics became apparent. But the first one being IPU cost and understanding, the second one being performance management, the third one being data operations management. What I mean by that is secure agent management. It's often, almost always, under understood and undervalued. And the impacts are tremendous, as you will see if you stay with me and go through this journey of learning what I've built in Informatica. And the last and maybe the most important one is how best to engage with Informatica for support services that you're already paying for, most likely. And not only that, but you have access to customer success, you have access to sales, you have access to sales engineers, and you have access to the product team. So you have access to a huge team that's there to help you be successful with your use case or whatever it is that you're trying to implement. But there's still clearly a gap in the whole data integration management wild west. And I knew, based on a lifetime of experience in this space, that there's a better, more structured method of managing data integration work. So I decided to start at the top and create a simple IPU calculator to address that first topic, IPU cost and understanding. And that project took a life of its own, not only through learning how to effectively code and develop applications with AI using Cursor and Claude 4 Sonnet specifically, to building essentially a full-blown SaaS-based AI-assisted integration development management system. It's the first one I think is purpose-built to help customers manage large data integration projects and programs. So it starts at the program level, has projects, goes all the way down into the integrations, and then in great detail in the integrations. I mean, within the application, you can, for the first time anywhere, get a full picture end to end of all the things that might influence your IPU costs in productionalizing a complex data integration. So if you're curious about this project, it's by no means production ready, but it is good enough to start getting customer feedback, getting your feedback, from the data management community, to gauge interest and to better understand where I'm going to take this in the future. It's a great product as it sits, but again, we'll call it pre-launch or pre-release, if you will. But you can tell by the screen, I've provided a username and password down here. You can log in today and you can start playing with it, looking around. Look at my other videos in the guides. Once you log in, you'll see videos at the top in the nav bar. It's called Guides. That will talk about all the different components that I've already built in Informatica. Take a look at them. If you have questions, please hit that at the top of every page in the nav bar. There's a little Discord icon. If you click on that, it'll send an immediate message to me, and I will respond. Just drop me a note, say, "Hey, I was here," which, by the way, I'll already know because Discord sends me a note every time somebody logs in. But just let me know that you were there, what you saw, whether you think it's good, whether you think it's garbage, whether you think there might be a use for it. I think that there's value in this for large enterprises and small enterprises. I mean, we had one conversation before I left with a big company that was doing a Coupa integration use case, and they couldn't move forward until they had a clear understanding of what it was going to cost them with their IPUs to implement this into production. With Informatica, it's easy. And what I mean by that is you document it end to end all the way sources to targets. You talk about your runtime environment being your secure agents. You talk about the latency between these things. You talk about everything. What connectors are you using? Again, sources, targets. You do some estimated runtimes, and you save those. And then when you do that, it calculates the cost for those estimations. And you do a variety of different estimates, because I'm going to show you, depending on how you build the integration, the transformations you choose, the price can go, and where you're at in your consumption for the billing period, the price could go anywhere from $285 a month to, I think it's $15. So I'll have a video that will show you the difference. It's substantial. And I suspect that 99% of people that spend a few minutes in Informatica, if you go nowhere else other than the IPU calculator at the integration level, there's sample data, go check it out, look at my IPU video, you will learn something, and it will be substantial, and it will save you money without a doubt. So there's a lot to it. I mean, it's really cool. At the integration level, there's a generalized AI model built in, where I can develop templates that will automatically generate AI responses. Look at the one that produces CSM assistance. It's beautiful. It will provide you a template email with all the right things in it, that all you have to do is cut and paste it and send it to your CSM, and it's done. The CSM now knows what you're doing. You can also give your Informatica team access, either create, read, update, delete access to any of the entities, because it's got detailed role-based access controls built into it. So you could give your Informatica team access to your Informatican environment so that they can add notes, they can provide feedback, they can see what you're building. And rather than when you start having discussions like, hey, I've got concerns about how many IPUs I'm consuming, now you can go into Informatica and have that conversation with all the information there readily available, right? Countless times we would jump on calls with engineering, with customers, and we would be doing the discovery with the customer's team, because everything was fractured. The team that managed the secure agents was different from the team that was doing the integrations, that were different from the DBAs. And all these things are a perfect storm for consuming a lot of IPUs. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this. Like I had mentioned, you can find me at dhofer@intoil.com. You can also find me on LinkedIn. If this is of interest to you, if you think I can help with this, let me know. I can easily stand up a custom version of this just for your project. You can run it locally. It's fairly lightweight. But anyway, thanks again. Check out my other videos that will be posted in the guides. And I appreciate your time and attention. Have a great day. God bless. Thank you.